Hello my dear students and viewers, this is Dr. M. Shankar, Assistant Professor, Department of Statistics, St.Joseph College of Arts and Science, Autonomous Cuddalore. In this video, we will discuss about how to find the optimal solution to a transportation problem. Here, we are going to discuss about the stage 1 problem. The stage 1 problem is used to calculate an initial feasible solution. Now, let us discuss the least cost entry method from stage 1. Let us consider this problem. In this problem, we are going to find the optimal feasible solution to the given transportation problem by using least cost entry method. Step 1. Before applying the least cost entry method, we have to check the given problem is balanced or unbalanced problem. Now, let me check the problem is balanced or unbalanced. In this problem, we have 3 rows and 4 columns, and also given its corresponding demand and supply values. Using this demand and supply values, we can identify easily the given problem is balanced or unbalanced. Now we will check this value. Here the demand value is 7, 12, 7, 19. Adding this value we get 45. And also we want to check the supply values. Here the supply values is 22, 15, 8. Adding this value we get 45. Here the supply and demand values are equal. Hence the given problem is called balanced problem. If the values are not equal, the given problem is called as unbalanced problem. This is the rule of the transportation problem. Now here we are going to apply the least cost entry method in the given problem. Step 2. Here we want to check the least value from the rows and column, where you have to allocate the minimum value from the demand and supply. Here the least value cell name is BS3 and the corresponding demand value is 7 and its corresponding supply value is 15. We want to check which value is minimum. Here the value demand value is 7 and the supply value is 15. Here the demand value is 7 is minimum. So we have to allocate this value in the cell of BS3. Once we allocate the demand value in the cell of BS3, we subtract the value from the demand and also supply. Now after subtracting this value, we get the demand value is 0 and supply value is 8. So where we get 0, that row or column should be crossed out. Here we get the demand value is 0. So we are going to cross out the S3 column. Likewise, the procedure we have to apply until the demand and supply value exhaust. Now step 3. Again we are going to find the least value from the given table. Here the given table least values is in the cell of A, S2. So we are going to allocate the minimum value of here. So we have to compare the demand value and supply value. Here the demand value is 12 and supply value is 22. Which one is minimum? The minimum value is 12. So we need to allocate the demand value in the cell of A, S2. After allocate this value, we need to subtract from the demand and supply. Now subtract the value 12 from the demand, we get 0, and subtract the same value in the supply, we get 10. Now we have to cross out row or column. Where we get 0, the S2 column demand value is 0. Hence we have to cross out the second column. After cross out the second column, we have to continue the procedure until the demand and supply are exhausted. Now step 4. After reducing the matrix, we check the least value from the given data. The least values is 3 and corresponding demand values is 19 and corresponding supply values is 10. So which one is least? The supply values is least. So the supply values is 10 is the minimum value. We are going to allocate the same value in the cell of AS4. Now we allocate the value 10 in the cell of AS4. Then subtract the same value with demand and supply. Subtract the values 19 minus 10, we get 9. That is the demand values is 9. And supply this value 10 with the supply. Subtract this two value, we get 0. Finally, where we get 0? The row A supply values is 0. So we need to cross out the entire row. Now we are going to step 5. Here also we identify the least value. Here the two least values are available. The cell name BS1 we have 4 and the cell name CS1 we have 4 value. So the two minimum values is available here. But we can choose any one of the value because both the demand values is 7 and the supply values is 8. So we take any one of the cell. Here I choose BS1. The BS1 cell has minimum values is 4. So we want to allocate the minimum value from demand and supply. The minimum value is 7. Hence we are allocated 7 in the cell of BS1. Once we allocated the value, subtract from demand and supply. After subtracting the demand values, we get 0. After subtracting the supply value, we get 1. Where we get 0, again we get the demand values is 0. Hence, the column S1 we have to strike out. Finally, we came to step 6. Here the only one least cost is available. That cell name is CS4. So we have to allocate the minimum value here. The minimum value of the demand and supply is 9 and 8. So here the minimum value is 8. So we have to allocate the 8th value in the cell CS4. After allocate this value, we need to subtract from demand and supply. Now the balance value of the demand is 1 and remaining balance value of the supply is 0. Where we get 0? The row C, the supply value is 0. So we have to cross out the entire row. Again, we continue the last step in step 7. Here the only one cell value is available. The cell name is BS4. Here only 6 is the least cost. So we are going to allocate the demand and supply value here. Here the both values are same. Hence we allocated the values 1 in the cell of BS4. After subtracting this value by demand and supply, we get demand values is 0 and supply values is 0. So we have to strike out either row and column. And all the conditions are satisfied. Finally, we are going to find the minimum total cost of the given problem. Here the values are written 7 into 1 plus 12 into 2 plus 10 into 3 plus 7 into 4 plus 8 into 5 plus 8 into 6. These values is allocated values and at the same time the cell value. Multiplying these two value and subtract it and add it, we get the final answer. Our final answer is 177. This is the minimum total cost of this given problem. Thank you for watching this video.